A big week here at DraftKings as it's the return of our live finals with the Fantasy Golf World Championship from the Northern Trust in Jersey City. 250 qualifiers now down to the top 40 competitors vying for $4 million in prizes. Now the winner walks away with the $1 million top prize as well as a ticket to our Fantasy Tournament of Champions live final coming up in January of 2022. It's all going down this week and you can follow along on all our DK channels, including right here on the Sweat. So let's price check this contest with our very own DraftKings contributor, Geoff Ulrich. Jeff, we're going to just take a look at your favorite plays in the following price ranges. You know how price check works. So let's start with the guys who are going to cost you. All right, 10K and up. Who are you going with?
Yeah, I mean, these guys are all expensive, Jesse, and they're all really good. So sometimes when that happens, it's just best to take the cheapest among the group. And you've got to like the way Rory McIlroy is coming into this event. He's 10K flat. He is the cheapest of the 10K and above crowd. And Rory, for all his, ups and downs in the season, he's got one win, and he didn't really do that good at the majors. But this guy's really striking the ball well. He's gained over 4 strokes on his approaches now in his last 5 U.S.-based starts. He was absolutely mashing the ball at WGC St. Jude. He gained over 11 strokes ball striking there. Obviously, he got himself in the playoff for the bronze medal as well at the Olympics. So the game is starting to come together for Rory. It's just when is he going to have that hot week on the greens? Now, it could easily happen here at Liberty National, a place he's played a couple times. He was T6 here in 2019, actually putted very well that week too. And look, Rory is a guy who gets up for the playoffs. Like it or not, I know he talks a big game about wanting the majors. This guy likes the money of the FedEx Cup playoffs too. He's got 5 FedEx Cup playoffs wins, obviously has won the big trophy at the end a couple times as well. So I think Rory McIlroy 10K, a very, very good bargain, and that's the player I'd be targeting first and foremost among the 10K and above crowd.
Okay, let's move to the 9K range. I don't want to give it away here because I did read your article on DK Nation, and there's a guy who's $9,300. Is that who you're going with?
Yeah, does he rhyme with Scottie Scheffler? Yeah.
Oh my
Scottie
God,
Scheffler.
Yes! Wow, look at us.
Scottie Scheffler at 9,300 is a guy I definitely like. And let's talk about him first because this player has been so consistent all throughout the year. Obviously, had the runner-up finish the WGC match play earlier, but it's really been the summer for Scottie Scheffler. Top 10s at the PGA, the U.S. Open, and the Open Championship. I mean, that is a very impressive run here for a young player who's really only in his second year. Now, I know he hasn't grabbed a win yet, but this guy is starting to get up there just in terms of consistency among the top young players. And you have to love this setup, I think, for Scottie Scheffler. It's a little bit tougher. He's very consistent off the tee. He's long, but he also hits a lot of fairways. He just has a good all-around game. He can scramble when he needs to. He can sink some putts. So Scheffler also coming off a decent week. And I think it's a player you want to target right now. I think he's trending towards, something big, a win at some point. I think it could easily come here. He did well at this event last year, was T4. The other player in this range, and look, I mean, I got to toe the company line here, but Bryson, we all forget at 9,600. This is one of the cheapest salaries you're ever going to see on Bryson DeChambeau, regardless of the event or the field. I mean, this is a player who's coming off a T8 at the WGC. Yes, we all know he imploded on Sunday, but it was a very good event for Bryson. He gained over 3 strokes on approach, his best mark in that statistical category in 3 or 4 months. So Bryson and Scottie Scheffler for me stick out the most. This is a range chock full of talent, but those 2 guys are the ones I want this week.
All right, let's talk about that 8K range. A guy that sticks out to me is Adam Scott. Won in 2013, finished 5th in 2019. He's 8,400. Is he appealing to you?
I mean, you've done your research, Jesse. This is great. You're talking to someone knowledgeable, so much better than when Emerson hosts. But look, Adam Scott, definitely the good course history at Liberty National. Obviously, a couple good finishes here. One here back in 2013. He's coming up a massive week at the Wyndham, too. Had a short putt to win there, missed a 6-footer, gave it away to Kevin Kisner. I don't mind Scott at all. I think he's a reliable play down there at 8,400. He's cheaper than guys like Casey, Harris English. I think Webb Simpson, though, for me, is probably the top play in this range. And I know he's a little bit more pricey at 8,900, but Webb gained over 8 strokes on approach last week. He was hitting fairways. This looks like a player who's really out of that summer funk. He missed 2 or 3 cuts in a row. He's top 20 now in 3 straight events. Webb's played Liberty National a couple times too. And all things considered, when Webb gets the approach game going, it's just a matter of time before that putter gets hot. So I feel like Webb's upside significantly better than Adam Scott's, who again, those short putts, man, they'll get you. So I kind of like Webb in this range for me, although Scott would probably be a close second.
Okay, so a guy you wrote up in the 7K range in your article is Kevin Na. So he's just been like right there on the edge for the past couple weeks. Are you interested in him?
Na is definitely, another player coming off a big week. He gained over 7 strokes on approach at the Wyndham. Obviously, it's a weaker field, but when Na gets hot with the putter, man, this guy can just compete anywhere. And this is the style of course for Kevin Na where he could potentially, pop up and grab himself like a FedEx Cup playoff win. Because these pure bent grass greens, if he gets rolling early, he will just go nuclear with the putter. I really don't mind that play at 7,500. I think a guy like Kevin Streelman could make for a good cash game play as well. But Na's upside with the putter, again, we saw it at the Wyndham last week. This guy's all over leaderboards, two runner-up finishes now in his last 4 starts. I like that. I also like going up to Sergio Garcia. It's just so consistent with the ball striking. If he just putts to feel average, Sergio could easily top 10 here. So Na definitely at 7,500, a player I like. And again, I think he's more of a GPP play because either the putter's going to show up or not, but I love the upside there with him on these greens.
All right, Geoff, let's talk a little value here. Take me below 7K. Who are you looking at in this range?
Yeah, a player I really like. And again, look, there's a lot of big contests on DraftKings this week. A lot of big GPPs still go out there. They're big field events. And for big field events, you need players who, maybe 1-2% owned, guys who are really going to pop for you, but no one else is going to have. Eric Van Ruin, for me, is that guy this week. This is a player who he's inconsistent. He does miss some cuts, but when he pops, he goes off, Jesse. He's got a T3 at a WGC from 2020. He was T8 at Bethpage Black for the PGA Championship in 2019. Close to Liberty National as well. It's a good ball striker. He gained over 3 strokes at the Wyndham last year, or last week, excuse me. The putter comes and goes for him, but when it shows up, he'll compete. And I like the fact, he's coming off a win a couple weeks ago. He's coming into the FedEx Cup playoffs with nothing to lose. This is a player who was well outside, wasn't expected to make the playoffs before that win at the Barracudas. So I think Eric Van Ruin, to me, is a very, very good GPP pick this week. That's a guy for big fields, again, going to come in very low ownership. I like taking a shot with him. If you go down lower, though, KH Lee at 6,500, also playing very good golf. Look, this is an elite field, so we're getting some good players down here at the $6,500 range. KH Lee, another winner on tour in 2021. Really consistent ball striking last week. If he gets hot with the putter, he'll compete. So some guys down here in this range, Jesse, they've got very good chances this week considering how cheap they are.
All right, real quick, Slate approved pick, Geoff. Who wins this week?
Yeah, I want to give it to Scott, but I love Scottie Scheffler. I wrote him up, but I got to go with Rory McIlroy. He's just hitting the ball too good right now. When Rory gets in these phases, I think it's just a matter of time, and he's going to be my pick for this week. I do think he picks up another FedEx Cup playoff win here.